Have you ever dreamt of escaping to a serene retreat nestled in the lush hills of somewhere like Manchester, Jamaica? Well, get ready to embark on an unforgettable journey as we introduce you to Moorlands Camp. Now picture this. Over 50 acres of rolling pastures, a legacy dating back to 1938, and a mission that's all about forging connections with God, creating lasting friendships, and crafting memories that will last a lifetime. From summer camps to soul-rejuvenating retreats, Moorlands has been the go-to destination for seekers of fun and spiritual enrichment for over 75 years. So Moorlands camp managers and lead pastors at Generations Church, Shonda and Dwight Pinnock, join us this morning to share their fascinating history behind this beloved campsite. Welcome to Sunrise. How are you?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having us.
This is a beautiful concept.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, but take us, if you can, all the way to the ethos. Where is this coming from?
So Moorlands Camp was established in 1938. It was established first at a great house right near Moorlands Camp until in 1942 the camp was purchased by Oscar Lord and dedicated to this. So that was actually almost 86 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So
you know what is so crazy about this to me is that you're saying it in such a historic context, but for as long as I've been old enough to have sense, I remember everybody just being like, you go to Moorlands Camp. Moorlands Camp is so wicked. It's a thing that is, and I've never gone to Moorlands Camp. So I've never got the experience of going on the old bus. I've heard the stories of the kids piling up on the bus, and then they head on and we don't see or contact our kids, but they come back absolutely alive. Dwight, tell us about the experience for the kids.
It is an incredible experience. Maybe I can speak a little bit from because I went to Moorlands. I was at about 15 when I first went. And I am from Kingston, downtown, so very rough neighborhood. And so to go to Moorlands, which is, as you just described, you're talking about what would I call country, you know, up here bush and you know, and just big open space. It was an incredible experience because it's the literal contrast of where I grew up. When you talk about fresh air, I don't know if you ever breathe in and not smell nothing.
But also with air the air in Manchester smells very different.
Yes,
it's beautiful.
Yes, it is incredible.
we do air well,
Yes, ma'am.
We do air well.
But the camp itself was an incredible experience for me. It's the first time I would have ever been in a situation like that or a place like that. I fully enjoyed my time because there is literally something happening all the time. There is sports. There is arts and craft. You can do different projects, hobbies, and so I was literally living this life that you feel like somebody used to on TV kind of thing, to be quite honest. But I loved it. Every sports they play, even sports women don't know if I play. Yes, man, I'll be the one to play that. And so I fully enjoyed it. And I think I see the same thing when kids come. Is that them come and sometimes, you know, look shy, you know what to do. But by the time you start playing games and you and I go up on the same team, you know, we forget where we come from, you know. Right now, me and you are play against them people, you know. And so walls break down, friendships start. Like when I first went, I knew nobody. By the time camp done, you know, listen, I take names and number of everybody.
But those days you wrote them in your phone book.
Yes. That's what we had those days.
Which leads me to where I was going to go, Shonda, because how do you preserve a consistency of experience over time? 80 odd years ago is a very different time than now. So how do you make the camp relevant for the now, but also preserve that timelessness that is so important to that camp experience?
Yeah. Well, I think there's some Moorlands staples, all the way from like the Moorlands song, which you start singing right from the bus, and then you have these little things throughout the day that these are things that we just don't change. You know, it could be wash and sponge, which is like our snack in the middle of the day, or the Moorlands porridge, or
I've heard about the porridge.
Yes, it's famous. It's famous. You can stop by sometime for some porridge. But there's these things that are just not. We don't change them. They're just traditional things. But I think in terms of relevance, I actually think that the camping experience is becoming even more relevant. And needed.
Yes.
And needed for young people to disconnect from the distractions of the world and just to come into simplicity.
And you know what I love about it, Shando? I remember last year I dropped my godson to the pickup spot, and no phones were allowed.
Oh, yeah.
And I really respected that. And while it's uncomfortable for the teenagers at the moment because they're so tethered to their devices, it serves them. It's excellent for them to disconnect.
Excellent, and to connect.
Right.
To disconnect, to connect,
Right.
because we find that for some of them, it's like, it might be awkward at first even now in this day and age for them not to have their phone to click and do things and even use as kind of a self-soothing device, right?
With new people in a new space. And
It's like
exactly
you just go to it when you're uncomfortable, but we found that by the end of it, because that connection is so uncommon now with each other, that those experiences, those lived activities and experiences, it's actually becoming more needed that they have that, and they're leaving more impacted because it's such a rich experience.
You know, Dwight, let me ask this question. For parents like me who afraid for send them picking up anywhere.
Parents like us.
Afraid. Like, why is it like safe? Why is it a safe, good place that you don't have to worry about the kids?
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we do try to do at Moorlands is to create a space where people do have that sense of, you know, your kids are okay. And that's from the drop off of the bus, bus dispatch to coming to camp and also bringing them down. Now, mind you, you mentioned the
You're gonna send back videos and pictures.
Yeah, man. So, no, that's the thing. So there's an Instagram page that literally
updated.
day-to-day activities and stuff is being recorded and pictures of. So you can go and you're like, oh, see how they are.
Let me see where I see Jackson. Oh, there's Jackson.
Exactly.
You see their smiling faces.
Yeah, man. And so again, if there is an emergency, the parents are told who they could call, and you can call and we can talk to your son or your daughter, just to make sure parents are good. Oftentimes that conversation looks like, you know, we'll take mommy wants to talk to you, and the people go, we don't want to talk to her. You know, like almost like the good mommy, the good daddy, you bother me, you know. And usually all they want to hear is just like, I'm okay, I'm good, mommy, and click, gone, run off, you know.
Yeah.
So
also, it is so good for them to get that sense of independence too.
Yes.
And you find that parents say to us all the time that their kid came home more confident and just more secure in themselves. They've learned something about themselves because it also is like develops resiliency through teamwork and the types of activities that we do. So you find that kids really, really change while they're there for that 1 week.
Speaking of activities, Ade, I know you want to lead a camp activity for us. Can you walk us through that one? What we're going to do?
So this is called the cup game.
Yeah, so basically we do this a lot at meal times. Like when at the end, when everybody's done, they're like thinking that we should do something. And sometimes one person will know the cup song and will teach everybody else.
Yes.
So it goes like, and you can do it with as many people as you want. And sometimes we'll like make modifications to it. So like when I'm done and do the last pass, I can pass it to the next person. And then they'll just keep going. And then like usually we do it together too. So it's usually really fun.
Yeah.
When you do the modifications, does it get easier? Because I was thinking to come up there and do it with you today, but I think I'm going to get embarrassed.
I think the modifications usually make it a little difficult.
Oh, just kidding. All right, well, maybe the boys
Let's see them play. Let's see you guys play.
Head on in, boys. So joining Ade, we're going to have Daxon, Eli, and Lucas, the Pinnock clan. I'm literally going to show me why this is so much simpler than I think. Ready, guys?
Count 1 to 3. Everybody go this direction. Everybody go this direction.
I love it.
All right, ready again? Ready?
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Wicked. right, I have one question. How old is Lucas?
He's 7.
All right, Lucas, you just put me to shame. Can you teach me in the commercial break, please? Eli, Daxon, anybody, somebody, Ade, you got me? All right, Ade, tell me the best part about camp for you.
I like the atmosphere of it. It's like nobody's like treating anybody different. It's like everybody's the same and everybody's respecting one another. And it's just like you can make friends with anybody. It's like there's potential to make friends with anybody at the end of camp.
And how important is it for you that it's based in faith and spirituality?
I think it's really connecting and everything, especially at camp. Sometimes being a Christian, and especially going to school, sometimes it feels like you're alone in Christianity. But then when you go to Moorlands, everybody knows God. And then especially in rock sessions, which is basically like a church session at the start of camp, it's like everybody's praising the Lord and everybody's like jumping up and it's just like everybody's connected in the atmosphere. You just feel God moving.
Brilliant.
Love it.
Brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Excellent stuff.
Awesome.
I actually see the pride in your faces at her response just then. Well done, well done. All right, our guests this morning were Shanda and Dwight Pinnock, Moorlands camp managers and lead pastors at Generations Church, along with Ade, Daxon, Eli, and Lucas, who absolutely schooled me on the cup game. But they're going to show me, they're going to bring me in. More Sunrise after this.
I'm gonna let it shine.